good afternoon. Yeah.
Whatever time it is, wherever any of us are. Hello. We are on day 8 of our travels, and we want to recap since day 5. So on day 5, we went from, forgive me if I butcher this name, because some of these names are really hard to pronounce, Kayakata. We drove from there to Flinders Ranges. So that day we got up early and we left, and the first thing that we saw on the way was we saw a big pink galah.
Yes.
It was very interesting. Australia loves to have giant things, so we had a look at that, and then we started driving towards the Flinders Ranges. We didn't really have that planned in the plan at all, but I just kind of was like, I really want to go there, and we're right here, so can we just go?
We got a lot further than we were planning.
Yeah,
and it was New Year's Eve, and so we decided to go there.
Yeah, we wanted to stay somewhere special for New Year's Eve, so yeah, I was just like, let me find a station that's open with really nice views, and I found one, and that was great. So we started driving our way to the Flinders Ranges. There was quite a few, lots of ruins on the way, which were incredible. One of the places that we stopped was the Wilson ruins. So this is like a town called Wilson, and it ended up not becoming a town, or staying a town, because it just ran out of water. So everybody ended up going to different towns around there and just skipping over Wilson because it didn't have water. So it has the ruins there. We also went to a cemetery as well.
Favorite again.
Which is really interesting. Yeah, so that was really cool. We continued on. There were so many ruins along the way.
But also the roads there, driving through that area, is a windy, mountainous, beautiful, lush area. Absolutely worth spending the time to do. I would be happy to drive through there again, preferably without the caravan. Don't get me wrong, it was fine, but those roads are amazing. I would just love to do those again anytime. Beautiful.
We'll definitely go back. We could spend easily a week throughout all of the Flinders Ranges. We barely saw anything. There's so much more to see. We'll be back one day. Where we ended up staying was Ronsley Station. It was incredible. I highly recommend it. They had a caravan park there. They also had chalets and stuff, a nicer area as well. They had a restaurant on site as well. They also had unpowered sites too for camping. But one thing that was really, really great about this place is it was literally just, you can drive down this path and it takes you just to open rolling hills and mountains, and you can set up wherever you want, just as long as you stay left of the creek. So we just drove and drove and drove, and it was the first time taking the caravan off-roading. That was interesting. I panicked a little bit, but survived. Yeah, that was, and that's a good introduction into off-roading for me. So, because we do plan on doing more adventurous.
Nothing crazy, just a little bit exciting.
The next day, we drove from the Flinders Ranges to Lake Watachuga, and this was on our way to get to New South Wales. So one thing that I was not expecting was goats.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing wildlife on the side of the road. Not quite goats, and definitely not this many.
I've never seen that many goats in my entire life.
Yes, there was so many goats, wild goats, just all grazing on the road, next to the road, in the farmland, everywhere for hundreds of kilometres. And
then once we crossed the New South Wales border, we went to Broken Hill and went to the Miners Memorial, which was really cool. And we weren't planning on going; it just worked out that was where
it was something to do there, and it was also right next to the big big bench, yeah. Which was pretty busy, so we didn't get a chance to probably get a photo or anything of that. But they also have the memorial there by BHP, Broken Hill, so that kind of gives the history around anyone who's passed away in some of their mine sites, how they've passed away, when they passed away, and it's just a really good remembrance.
Yeah, and it had a beautiful view of Broken Hill
town.
From the town, yeah. So we kept driving after that for a long time. And we went to pull off on the side of the road to stop at that lake. I'm not going to say the name again. And it was just a dried up lake, but it was really, really nice. We had a beautiful view. We were the only people there. It was just like, we just pulled off the freeway and went on the other side of like a dune, and it was just like this open field. It was beautiful. And yeah, it was nice and relaxing, really nice. And the next day when we woke up in the morning, we walked out of the caravan and there were over 50 kangaroos just outside. We didn't get to our phones fast enough to take photos.
They scattered pretty quickly as soon as we opened the door, but we didn't even hear them coming, or even at night.
Yeah.
I think I might have heard one of them scuffing around, but yeah, they were everywhere. And it was pretty cool to see, considering we didn't see many on the road at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was really cool. That was really cool. Yeah. On the way to Dubbo, we stopped at the Big Bogan.
Yes.
Took some very, very tasteful photos there.
Mm-hmm.
We had lunch. They had a really, really cool like exhibit for like old horse carriages and stuff there. That was really interesting.
There was a gentleman who made his life work to kind of restore specifically from this company.
Yeah, so that was really cool. We stopped there. Yeah, so we did that and just continued driving to Dubbo, which was great. We booked a hip camp to stay. It was called Kangaroo Creek, and that was beautiful. Really nice. It rained that night. It was supposed to be a huge, huge storm. It ended up blowing over really quickly, but it was absolutely beautiful. And then the next day, we went to the Taronga Western Plains Zoo, which was amazing. It was so good. So yeah, now we're heading to the property. We're on the road. And we don't know what we're doing once we get there. So we literally don't have any plans after today. We're going to spend a lot of time with family and for the next few weeks during school holidays, and then we're just going to start going south after that. So we'll update you when we know what we're doing and maybe what we've done while we're at the property. Who knows what's going to happen. And in case you're interested, I'll do a little bit of a review on how far we've driven and just a little bit of
statistics.
Our statistics and our plans, because I know some people will find this interesting. Some people don't care, and that's fine. So we planned on driving from Perth, WA, Western Australia, to Laguna, New South Wales, and that's from the west coast to the east coast. So for my Americans, it's like driving from California, like LA, to New York. So it is a very, very, very long drive. So we planned on taking 13 13
Yeah, I think I said 10 earlier, but
yeah,
I just had that in my head. I was wrong. It was 13.
It's 13. I counted because we originally planned on getting there on January 8th, but yeah, it's the 3rd of January. So we ended up only taking 8 days to get all the way to Laguna, New South Wales. So these are the stops that we stopped at. Please forgive me if I mispronounce any of this. We went from Mandurah, WA, to Kalgoorlie, WA, to Kaiguna, WA, and then we went to the Nullarbor, South Australia, and then Kungawa, South Australia, and then Flinders Ranges, South Australia, then Wilcannia, New South Wales, and then Dubbo, New South Wales, and then now Laguna, New South Wales. Of all those nights, we only paid for 2 nights of accommodation, which was $70, and that was in the Flinders Ranges, which don't regret, and then also in Dubbo at the hip camp, which I don't regret either. So those were great. But free camping, like, unreal.
Amazing.
I'm like very, very surprised on how much there was and how great all of it was, and there were so many stops to choose from. Like, that's kind of why we could keep going, is because we were like, oh, well, there's another campsite like 30 minutes away, so how about we just drive another 30 minutes?
Yeah.
It was
like every 15 minutes or less.
Yeah.
There was places that we could stay, so I was just comfortable. I'm like, I can do about 2 more hours, and we'll just see what's around that area, and we might find somewhere an hour and a half, 2.5 hours away. Just go lock it in.
Yeah, and Wiki Camps is my Bible. It's helped us plan absolutely everything that we've needed. So that's been really, really great. And then, do you want to know how much money we spent on fuel? We drove 4,031 kilometers, which is 2,505 miles. So that's a long, long drive. So we spent $1,214 on fuel.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, $1,214 on fuel. So not cheap, not cheap. Fuel Spy is great. That's how we've been able to figure out where to get petrol, because you can go into the same town and spend an extra 30 cents per liter, and you drive another 200 meters and you save yourself 30 cents.
We've got a 140 litre tank, or 145.
Yeah.
It adds up real quick.
It adds up very, very quickly. So, yeah, and then also it helped me realize, oh, it's $2.90 to get a liter of petrol on the Nullarbor. So I'm going to make sure we stop before and fill up, because I do not want to spend that much money on petrol. So, yeah, it was, most places were around $2. It ranged from like $2.70, that was like real cheap, to $2.20. That was like the range that we were in most of the time. So it was great. A really good trip. Definitely, like, we only stayed in one place every single night. We never stayed more than 2 nights. Originally we planned to stay 2 nights in some places. Like, I think we planned on 2 nights in Kalgoorlie, 2 nights in Broken Hill, 2 nights in Seduna. We just kind of were like, meh, let's go. We're coming back anyway. So let's just bolt across so we get more time with family. And then we'll take our time once we
on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was literally just, if anybody has to bolt across to Sydney from Perth or the other way, you can do it in 8 days if you really want to.
Probably less, especially if you're without a caravan.
Yeah, you could definitely do it less without a caravan. But yeah, with a caravan, you can do it in 8 days.
I was very comfortable, having not done a lot of caravanning before with this kind of weight, to do it in 8 days.
Yeah. Lance did a very good job. I'm very impressed.
What do you want?
You did a very good job. I was expecting to like be white knuckling a lot, and I haven't. So that's, yeah, very good. You're already a great driver, but you never know. Let us know if you have any questions.
Yeah.
It's been great. It's highly recommend it. Go ahead and plan, but no, things change. Nothing will go as planned. Especially weather. Weather can really affect how you plan on traveling as well. So
yeah, we've had some nights where we haven't got out of the van. We've set up, got in and stayed because it's been raining, like last night.
Yeah.
And then other nights where it's been beautiful, when you've been able to sit outside and not been any bugs, like the Flinders Ranges, which I'm so glad that worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us know if you have any questions. Let us know if you still want us to make more videos, or if you think they're shit. Yeah. And
we're gonna do it anyway.
We are gonna do it anyway for ourselves. So yeah. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Toodles poodles.
Bye.